Music. As soon as Alex stepped through the gates of Riverdale High, the whispers started. New kid. Outsider. Target. It was always the same story at every school, and by now, Alex had learned the drill. Keep your head low, speak only when absolutely necessary, and, above all, never let anyone see what you're truly capable of, at least not unless you have no other choice. If only the group of seniors watching from across the hall had any idea what those choices had cost at Alex's previous school. Alex adjusted the strap of the old, worn backpack, which was digging painfully into one shoulder, and made their way toward the administration office. The feeling of those stairs on the back of their neck felt almost physical, like a heavy weight pressing down with each step. 3 schools in 2 years. Dad had promised this would be the last move, but Alex wasn't holding their breath. Hope was in short supply these days. You must be Alexandra Chen, the secretary said, peering over her rhinestone glasses. It's just Alex, came the automatic correction, but the secretary didn't seem to hear. Well, just Alex, she said, a faint smile tugging at the corners of her lips. Here's your schedule and a campus map. First period starts in 15 minutes. I've assigned Megan to show you around today. She gestured toward a girl with a bright smile and copper-colored hair who had materialized in the doorway. Welcome to Riverdale, Megan said, with real enthusiasm. Let me see your schedule. Oh, cool. We have 3 classes together. She was already leading the way through the bustling halls, but Alex wasn't just listening to her words. Old habits kicked in, and their mind immediately began scanning the area. Exits, open spaces, bottlenecks, choke points. When they arrived at their assigned locker, Megan checked her phone and frowned. I need to run to the library before class, she said, looking a bit apologetic. You'll be okay finding room 204? Alex nodded, not needing any more attention. As soon as Megan disappeared into the crowd, Alex could hear the warning bell ring, signaling the start of the day. They spun the combination lock, testing it twice before the door creaked open. And that's when a shadow fell across it. That's not your locker, a deep voice said, and Alex turned to face a guy who looked like he belonged on a football field, built like a linebacker, flanked by 2 equally imposing friends. The leader wore a Letterman jacket with Carson stitched on the back. His dark hair was styled in a way that screamed money, mixed with a hint of vanity. Number 24, Alex said, pointing to the small metal plate on the locker, which had been assigned by the office. Carson's eyes narrowed. That's been my extra locker since freshman year. Looks like administration made a mistake. One of his friends snickered. Yeah, they messed up big time, giving you Brad's locker and letting you in here. Alex knew the game.
It was a test.
A claim for dominance. A territorial dispute. Dad's words echoed in their mind. Choose your battles carefully. Most aren't worth fighting. I'll request a different one, Alex said calmly, closing the locker and stepping back. Carson's hand shot out and shoved Alex hard against the metal door. That's right, he sneered. And while you're at it, keep your head on a swivel in the halls. Accidents tend to happen to people who don't pay attention. The familiar heat of anger bloomed in Alex's chest, but years of practice kicked in.
Breathe.
Center yourself. This isn't the place. Got it, Alex said, voice steady and deliberate. Carson seemed almost disappointed at the lack of a reaction. He knocked the books out of Alex's hands and strolled away with his crew, their laughter echoing down the hall. Alex knelt, gathering the papers scattered across the floor, when they noticed a pair of worn sneakers stop beside them. Sorry about that, said a lanky boy with glasses. Carson and his crew? Grade A jerks. I'm Noah. Alex, they replied, accepting the last of the scattered papers. Yeah, I heard we were getting a new student. Word travels fast here, Noah continued, tossing the last sheet of paper into Alex's hands. Carson? He's the wrestling team captain. His dad's on the school board, so he thinks he owns the place. It's fine, Alex shrugged, flashing a small, knowing smile. Not my first welcome committee. Noah raised an eyebrow. You move around a lot, huh? You could say that, Alex replied, feeling the weight of the question but not wanting to dive too deep into it. The final bell rang, and the 2 of them hurried to their respective classes. Alex slipped into room 204 just as the teacher was about to close the door, feeling the weight of 27 pairs of eyes on them. Our new student. The teacher, a man in his 50s with a trim beard and intelligent eyes, greeted Alex warmly. I'm Mr. Abney. Why don't you introduce yourself? Alex took a deep breath and stepped forward, reluctantly. I'm Alex Chun, just moved here from Sacramento. Not much else to tell. A voice from the back called out, What? You in witness protection or something? The room filled with scattered laughter as Alex made their way to the only empty seat, conveniently in front of Carson, who wasted no time in kicking the back of their chair throughout Mr. Abney's lecture on Macbeth. By the time lunch rolled around, Alex had already mapped most of the school and cataloged the social landscape. Carson and his group, mostly athletes, sat at the central tables. Megan was with the theater kids and Noah was with a small group in the corner, playing cards. Alex chose an empty table near the exit. Mind if I join? Noah asked, appearing with a tray. Free country, Alex replied, gesturing to the empty chair. So, what brings you to our scenic little town? Noah asked, between bites of something that was supposed to be lasagna. Alex poked at the food, unsure.
Dad's job.
He's a security consultant. Goes wherever the contracts take him. And your mom? Noah asked, his voice soft, but the question lingered in the air. Alex hesitated, but didn't give an inch. Not in the picture. Well, Riverdale's not that bad once you figure out who to avoid, like Carson and his little posse. Noah nodded toward the boys flanking Carson. Damon's the one with the buzz cut. His dad's the police chief. And Tyler? Well, he's just the psycho who enjoys making everyone miserable. Alex raised an eyebrow. Why doesn't anyone stop them? Noah laughed bitterly. Carson's dad donates all the new football uniforms. Damon's dad handles all the complaints about teenager problems. Tyler's just a pain who doesn't care. Nobody wants to cross them. After school, Alex found Carson and his friends leaning against their locker. Excuse me, Alex said quietly, trying to walk past. Oh, look. It speaks. Carson sneered. I was thinking about our little chat earlier. I don't think I made myself clear. He pushed off the locker and stepped closer. This isn't just about the locker. It's about respect. I'm not looking for trouble, Alex replied, standing their ground. Too late. Carson's smile was more of a sneer. Word is you were kicked out of your last school. Is that true? Alex's body tensed. How could they know? I'll take that as a yes, Carson pressed.
So, what was it?
Drugs? Fighting? Both. I need to catch my bus, Alex said, trying to keep it together. Your bus can wait, Tyler said, stepping in front of the exit. We're having a conversation here. Alex quickly calculated the situation. There were 20 students in the hall, a teacher 30 feet away, but it was too public for what Carson clearly wanted. Tomorrow, Alex said, locking eyes with Carson. After school. Behind the gym. We can talk then. Carson seemed surprised.
Sure.
We'll have a proper Riverdale welcome for you. They parted, letting Alex pass, but the laughter followed them all the way to the bus. Later that evening, in the small apartment that still smelled of fresh paint and cardboard boxes, Alex wrapped their hands with precision, the familiar ritual calming their nerves. They attacked the heavy bag hanging from a reinforced beam, throwing punches with the same rhythmic efficiency that had been drilled into them over the years. How was your day? Dad asked, leaning in the doorway, still in his work suit but with the tie loosened. Alex didn't answer right away, focusing instead on a three-punch combination that sent the bag swinging. The usual, Alex said, throwing a roundhouse kick into the bag. Some guys think they run the school. Typical stuff. I didn't engage, but they somehow found out about Sacramento. Michael Chen's face tightened. That's impossible. Those records were sealed. Well, someone unsealed them, Alex said, unwrapping their hands. They want to meet tomorrow. Behind the gym. You'll walk away, he said, his voice steady. Alex nodded, but their gaze lingered, troubled. Like we agreed. 2 more months. Then graduation. Then college. A fresh start.